Industrialism, pollution, climate change, wars, health hazards, economic inequality, depression. Has the so-called developed world made us happy? There is economic disparity in all countries. The extreme wealthy manipulate politicians, and the result is wars, environmental destruction, climate change, health hazards, unhappiness. Let's see deep into the problem and what are the solutions. Fossil fuel corporations are profiting from the continued consumption of coal, oil and gas, which are driving global warming to dangerous levels. But the industry's bad behavior doesn't stop with greenhouse gas emissions. If we are able to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, we will reduce the risk of extreme heat waves, heavy precipitation, droughts, sea level rise, polar melting, expanding health risks, and other dangerous climate impacts worldwide. Fuel companies donate to political parties and thus, the industry is maintained continuously. Corrupt tyrants, with greedy, expansionist ideas, use the money generated easily from their fossil fuels and mining, to buy arms and provoke wars. Industrial revolution, elites and social unrest. The last 2 centuries have been a period of unprecedented economic, cultural, social, and political change. Starting with the British Industrial Revolution, a large number of countries have adopted industrial growth and overall production has increased. Consider the example of England, the first country to industrialize. Before the Industrial Revolution, England was characterized by a rigid class system in which a small aristocracy of wealthy landowners dominated both economics and politics. With industrializatio, the old elite went into economic decline, and ultimately lost political control. But with the emergence of wealthy businessmen who made large profits from industries, they have begun to influence the political systems with their money. And now, it is a question whether, actually, the elected politicians represent the people's will. Or do the politicians represent the will of the rich elite? Disadvantages of industrialism and capitalism. Industries focuses primarily on profits, and not on environment or people. Therefore, business owners may exploit labor, and workers would face harsh conditions and poor wages. Capitalism creates inherent class conflict between capital and labor, generates enormous wealth disparities and social inequalities, can lead to corruption and mafias, in the pursuit of profit. Wealthy businessmen may sponsor and promote corrupt politicians, and maintain their bad businesses and monopolies. Produces negative effects such as pollution, horrible living conditions for workers, poor nutrition and lodging for workers, a stressful, unsatisfying lifestyle, dangerous workplaces, child labor, environmental harm. Results and effects of climate change. As greenhouse gas emissions blanket the Earth, they trap the sun's heat. This leads to global warming and climate change. The world is now warming faster than at any point in recorded history. Warmer temperatures over time are changing weather patterns and disrupting the usual balance of nature. This poses many risks to human beings and all other forms of life on Earth. Higher average temperatures, longer-lasting droughts, more intense wildfires, stronger storms, flooding, melting sea ice, sea level rise, food shortages, hazardous to human health. Insect-borne diseases like malaria and Zika become more prevalent in a warming world. Climate change worsens air quality, it increases exposure to hazardous wildfire smoke and ozone smog triggered by warmer conditions, both of which harm our health. Particularly for those with pre-existing illnesses like asthma or heart disease. Therefore, It's time general public change their lifestyles to make an impact on the hazardous industries. We should switch to clean and peaceful energy such as home solar systems, firewood etc. and stop creating corrupt politicians and mafias. Let's grow trees, and start reforesting to harness clean energy. We also should use trees as a renewable substance for every possible product and packaging. More trees give us more oxygen, better cool air, and uplift our health and lifespan. How can we make a change, as consumers and ordinary citizens? In a market economy and under capitalism, the production of goods and services is based on supply and demand. We can change the production and industries by changing what we buy. Most of us cannot change the industries, but we can change what we consume and make a huge impact on factory productions. The consumers must be more cautious when buying products. We should buy local products as far as possible. This will also compel the local businesses to do operations in an ethical manner, as the local people could monitor the production operations closely, and even prevent pollution. And this will also reduce environmental cost on traveling and transport. Buy products of small businesses. Give profits to local small businesses. Then more people will become rich, and there will be less inequality and less poor. The community and facilities will improve when more people are rich or empowered. Also, as small businesses would use less machines and more manpower, the pollution would be much less, and the production process would be more environment friendly. Also, more people would be employed. Buy handmade or homemade items as far as possible. These items are produced with less electricity or without heavy machinery, and less traveling or commuting. Therefore, there will be fewer toxic emissions. It also makes more households rich. Reduce buying products produced in large-scale factories, as that creates extremely rich, and eventually leads to corrupt political cultures and even funding terrorism and wars. We should buy eco-friendly products, and encourage their production. This means buying items that are produced from biodegradable substances such as trees, vegetation, etc. And this would result in less mining of fossil fuels, minerals, metals etc., and less pollution. When you gift something, present eco-friendly biodegradable items such as plants, healthy foods such as rich fruits, or even flowers. Other items and their packaging can be discarded to garbage and cause environmental damage. How can we make a change as producers? Display the following on your product packaging, so that consumers can make a more informed, eco-friendly and people-friendly decision. If the product is a homemade or handmade item, display out, in a prominent place of your product, a label informing that it is a handmade or homemade item. This will surely inspire others. Display the location of production, so that it will encourage people in the locality to buy the local products. Display what scale the business is. Large, medium or small. So that smaller businesses are given priority over the wealthy large industries. Display how the biodegradable raw materials were sourced. For example, wood, timber etc. should be sourced by regrowing trees, and not by deforestation. When producing items such as electrical equipment, vehicles, etc., use uniform parts, and spare parts across brands, so that it is easy to find spare parts, repair and maintain. Thus, wastage is minimized. This principle can also be applied in the use of reusable vessels such as glass bottles, which can be recycled, refilled across brands. Use manual power as far as possible, to reduce the use of polluting energy sources. Let's limit production to essentials, and save the environment from pollution and overmining. How can the rich and educated support the environment and people? There are many wealthy and kind people looking for an opportunity to help a worthy cause. And the best option would be to upgrade the environment to be green. A green environment is one with higher levels of fresh oxygen, and this has many health benefits, such as improving oxygen levels in body, boosting brain function, reducing risk of heart failure, improving healing, reducing mental stress, and much more. The rich could donate for the reforestation, or establishment of green gardens in the local community. And people in the community can unite for this. Banks can provide financial assistance to eco-friendly and small local businesses, and help the environment and ordinary people. People can grow and donate plants for households, and make the environment green. Also selling home-grown firewood, timber etc. can generate incomes for many households. The rich can donate a land or building for an eco-friendly market. Which means, this market would only sell eco-friendly goods. The rich can donate for eco-friendly small businesses, and help them grow. The educated professionals can give ideas and introduce new innovations, for small, environment-friendly, home businesses. Donate and help people engaged in the recycling business, such as garbage collectors, and those who collect metals, glass, paper, plastic, wood, timber etc. Make the local area self-sufficient as far as possible, as this would reduce travel, transport and vehicle emissions. For example, the most essential institutes such as school, hospital, market, food production, clothes production, eco-construction material suppliers, can be established in the local area, through the united effort of a local community. This would also help reduce business monopolies and mafias. People should start growing vegetables, fruit, wood, etc., in their own homes and be self-sufficient as far as possible. This would improve food quality, as homegrown foods would not contain toxics, and also would reduce transport and vehicle emissions. The IT industry can help immensely for an eco-friendly lifestyle. It is time these companies invested more on finding solutions and ways of creating virtual offices, and virtual services, which will reduce the need for travel, and reduce fuel costs. We may have to change our lifestyles a little, somewhat back to the pre-industrial, simple old times, and adopt a simple life and save the environment and our own health. However, it's time we think a little differently, for a happier and healthier future. Please comment and add your contact for others, if you wish to unite and make a change. It's good to display a tree on your communications and products, and say that you care for the environment and peace. If you want to develop an eco-friendly business, or donate for such cause, you may comment or email to following, with a picture, description, and contact. Your needs will be advertised freely. ecolif.ideas@gmail.com